You've just been handed a fortune, roughly $130 million. Would you launch yourself into space or buy your own private island? There are endless ways to spend that kind of money, but one anonymous dreamer decided to do something far stranger. They're using it to build a luxurious, fully functioning city beneath the waves. A project so ambitious, it's still under construction. Hundreds of workers racing against time to bring this outrageous vision to life. If everything goes according to plan, the idea of living permanently underwater might stop being science fiction. From quarry to ocean dream. A century ago, near the Welsh border in England, there was nothing more than a humble limestone quarry. By the 1990s, nature took it back. The pit flooded, transforming into a lake plunging 260 feet deep. Today, this quiet body of water has become the stage for something extraordinary. Towering trucks shuttle equipment across the site. Welders and engineers in overalls piece together colossal metallic cylinders, sleek futuristic forms resembling deep-sea submarines from another era. These aren't just machines, they're called sentinels, and they're destined to be the homes, workplaces, and hotels of a self-contained underwater settlement. Each is built from stainless steel, tough enough to withstand the crushing force of 650 feet below the surface, right on the edge of the twilight zone, where sunlight fades to nothing, and strange creatures patrol the gloom. Or worse, something with an even larger eye watching you without moving. The Deep Project. The grand vision has a name, DEEP. Its mission, to make underwater living not just possible, but comfortable. Inside each sentinel, you'll find the essentials: bedrooms, kitchens, bathrooms, and panoramic observation windows. But you won't just stroll in through the front door. Access comes via small submersibles, no different from calling an underwater taxi, except you'll need serious training first. Living here will require days of preparation, under the supervision of experienced instructors, testing you in specialized underwater life simulators. And yes, the privilege will cost a small fortune, but the food alone might make it worth it. A personal chef will craft a custom menu, and every dish will be sealed in vacuum-packed containers to lock in taste and nutrients until you're ready to dine. The mystery backer. Who's bankrolling all this? Nobody knows. The mysterious investor has already poured over $100 million into Deep without revealing their identity. They're not the first to attempt this, though. In 1962, famed ocean explorer Jacques-Yves Cousteau built Conshelf 1, a steel cylinder sunk to 30 feet, where 2 divers lived for an entire week. In 1970, another experiment placed a group of women in a similar habitat 50 feet deep in the Caribbean, where they stayed for 14 days to study human psychology in confined environments, a project that unsurprisingly had partial funding from NASA. Beyond luxury, real benefits. Sure, there's the allure of ocean view windows, chef-prepared meals, and private underwater parties, but underwater cities could have far greater purposes. For marine biologists, they could become the ultimate observation platform, allowing scientists to study marine life for months without needing to surface. In the 1990s, researchers learned a valuable lesson when studying coral. Samples brought into labs reacted differently to tests than corals in the wild, proof that controlled environments don't always tell the full story. Underwater habitats could also give archaeologists unprecedented access to shipwrecks, relics of human history lying untouched for centuries. And in times of disaster, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, projects like Sub-Biosphere 2 could act as emergency shelters. These enormous circular habitats could sink deep into the ocean, housing 50 to 100 people until danger passed. Challenges and risks. But underwater living isn't without problems. We're already polluting the seas. If we start building cities and hotels in them, could we make things worse? One such project, the Water Discus Hotel, plans to sit just 32 feet below the surface, offering 21 rooms and a restaurant with views of coral reefs. It sounds magical, but some experts worry that long-term stays could be harmful due to lack of sunlight, keeping humans alive underwater. The hardest part? Maintaining a safe, reliable life support system. Air, humidity, and temperature must remain perfect, which demands huge amounts of energy. Right now, most underwater facilities rely on power from the surface. Future designs aim for total independence, using wave-powered turbines and massive solar arrays to generate electricity. Designing a city beneath the waves. Rather than enclosing the entire city under a giant dome, engineers plan to use multiple large modules, steel, glass, and specialized cement connected together. Depths beyond 1,000 feet are avoided, since water pressure would require impossibly thick walls. To move these habitats, engineers rely on ballast tanks, giant water-filled chambers that pull the modules down. When it's time to rise, the water is swapped for air, and the structure floats upward like a bubble. Air, food, and water. Humans can't breathe like fish, so air will be pumped down from the surface, purified with soda-sorb to remove carbon dioxide. One day, farms and plants lit by artificial light might produce oxygen directly inside the city. Food could come straight from the ocean, but cooking fish in a sealed habitat isn't ideal, since smells linger in the air like in an airplane cabin. For now, residents will rely on preserved meals, but future kitchens may solve that problem. Fresh water could be made on-site using desalination systems, even recycling condensation, and yes, human waste, just like astronauts on the International Space Station. Life in the deep. If cabin fever sets in, you could step outside for an underwater walk, breathing through an air hose connected to your home. Just don't wander too far. Your lifeline has limits. One day, we may see cities rising not just into the sky, but sinking gracefully beneath the waves. And when that happens, the next frontier for humanity might not be Mars, but the ocean floor. That's your glimpse into the future. If this dive into possibility sparked your curiosity, hit that like button, share it with friends, and keep exploring. The deep is calling. Will you answer?